It's the story that has everyone talking. A headline that sounds almost too unbelievable to be true. Reports from inside the White House suggest that President Donald J. Trump is seriously considering commuting the 50-month prison sentence of hip-hop icon Sean Diddy Combs. Yes, that Diddy, the mogul, the music legend, the entrepreneur whose influence once defined an entire generation of pop culture. Now, after his conviction on federal charges tied to the Mann Act, involving the transport of individuals across state lines, his empire has come crashing down. And yet, if the reports are accurate, Trump might be about to give him the ultimate political and cultural lifeline, freedom. For those unfamiliar, a presidential commutation doesn't erase a conviction. It simply reduces the sentence, allowing a prisoner to go free early. It's not the same as a pardon that would wipe away the conviction entirely. But, symbolically, a commutation can be just as powerful. And if Trump goes through with it, it would be far from his first controversial act of clemency. During his previous term, he commuted or pardoned several high-profile names, from rappers Lil Wayne and Kodak Black to political allies Roger Stone and Paul Manafort. Each time, the decision sparked debates about the thin line between justice, loyalty, and spectacle. This time, the stakes are even higher. Trump's consideration of clemency for Diddy appears to be part legal move, part political statement. Analysts suggest it could serve a calculated purpose, appealing to younger, more diverse audiences and reinforcing Trump's image as a populist who believes in, second chances. But not everyone sees it that way. Critics argue that extending leniency to wealthy or well-connected figures sends the wrong message, that the scales of justice tilt toward power and fame. Victims' rights advocates are already voicing concern, saying such decisions risk trivializing serious crimes and undermining the credibility of the justice system. Still, supporters say the president's approach to clemency reflects his belief that the justice system too often punishes selectively, and that everyone, even the fallen famous, deserves redemption. So, what happens if Trump actually signs that commutation order? Attention will immediately shift from the courtroom to the court of public opinion. Can Diddy rebuild his life, his image, and his legacy after all this? Some say yes, pointing to examples of remarkable comebacks. Martha Stewart served time for insider trading and emerged as a business powerhouse once again. Robert Downey Jr. went from addiction and arrests to becoming one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood. Even Snoop Dogg reinvented himself after facing serious legal trouble, transforming into a respected cultural figure through reinvention, philanthropy, and persistence. But Diddy's situation is different. The allegations tied to his case, coercion, exploitation, and power abuse, have created deep divides in public opinion. His comeback, if possible, would have to be built on more than just music or fame. It would require humility, genuine accountability, and a willingness to confront his past. Legal experts outline 4 major challenges standing in his way. First, stigma and brand damage. Crimes involving coercion or misconduct leave lasting scars. Many brands and platforms will likely steer clear, at least at first. Second, legal restrictions. Parole or supervision terms could limit his ability to travel, perform, or even manage his businesses freely. Third, public trust. Fans and industry peers will need to see proof of change, not just words, but real action. And finally, financial strain. Legal fees, settlements, and loss of sponsorships can devastate even the biggest empires. In short, freedom doesn't guarantee redemption. There are lessons in how others have handled scandals. Martha Stewart rebuilt her brand quietly and strategically through credibility and collaboration, even partnering with Snoop Dogg in a surprising cultural crossover. Robert Downey Jr., meanwhile, proved that discipline, therapy, and artistic focus can turn public sympathy into lasting respect. And Donald Trump himself? His entire political identity was forged in the fire of controversy, transforming legal adversity into a symbol of strength for his supporters. Each comeback shares one thing: a reinvention grounded in consistency and credibility. If Trump grants Diddy clemency, the effects will go far beyond one man's sentence. It would reignite national debate about the intersection of celebrity, justice, and privilege. For Trump, it would reaffirm a familiar political pattern, using presidential power to challenge conventional justice and shape public perception. For Diddy, it could mark the beginning of a new chapter. But this time, the spotlight will be harsher, the public less forgiving, and the road to redemption far more uncertain. As one entertainment attorney put it, rebuilding after a conviction like this isn't just about PR, it's about moral credibility. The public will demand a reckoning before they offer forgiveness. In the end, this story isn't just about a rapper, a president, or a prison sentence. It's about America's complicated relationship with fame, forgiveness, and power. If Trump follows through, it will show once again how politics and pop culture are forever intertwined, and how the court of public opinion can sometimes be louder than any court of law. So what do you think? Should Diddy be granted clemency? Or does this blur the line between justice and favoritism? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. And if you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that go beyond the headlines. Thanks for watching, and remember, in the world of power and fame, redemption always comes at a price.